Hello friends, welcome to Doubt Forum. This question is two rotating bodies A and B of masses m and 2m with moments of inertia Ia and Ib with a condition that Ib is greater than Ia have equal kinetic energy of rotation. If La and Lb be their angular momenta respectively, then we have to establish a relationship between the angular momentum of body A and body B. So before I solve this question or explain the concept used here, I would like to explain a little bit about the linear motion and the rotational motion. In linear motion, we said that the object is moving from one point to another point in a straight line. So whenever any object moves from one point to another point in a straight line, we call that motion as the linear motion. So object can move from point A to B like this, and then it can move from point B to point C like this, but always it will move in a straight line. The path might be very short, that suppose the object is moving like this. So this is also a linear motion because the motion is always happening in a straight line, and after a certain time it changes the direction, but continuously it is not changing the direction. So the duration might be very short. So such type of motion we name it as the linear motion. It happens in a one dimension. In linear motion we have the concept of linear velocity, and we represent the linear velocity by a letter v, and it is equal to the displacement upon time. The unit of velocity or the linear velocity is meter per second. The rotational motion involves an object rotating about an axis. Suppose there is an object and it starts moving about an axis. Suppose this is the axis and this object starts moving about this axis continuously. So we name it as the rotational motion. The concept used here is that in rotational motion we have the concept of angular velocity. Like we have the concept of linear velocity in case of linear motion, we have the concept of angular velocity in case of angular motion, and it is represented by a letter omega. This is equal to the angle traveled with respect to time or divided by time taken. So this is, suppose an object initially starts from this point and it reaches here, so it will make an angle from its initial position. So this is theta, and t is the time taken by object to reach from this point to this point. So by dividing these two we can get the angular velocity. The unit of angular velocity is the radian per second. This is the unit. Then we have the concept of acceleration or the linear acceleration. The linear acceleration is defined by a letter a, and this is equal to the change in velocity with respect to time. Similarly, in case of rotational motion, we have the concept of angular acceleration, and it is represented by letter alpha. This is equal to the change in angular velocity divided by change in time. In linear motion, we have the concept of mass, and it is represented by a letter m. Similar to mass, in rotational motion, we have the concept of moment of inertia, and it is represented by letter I. So this I is the mass equivalent in rotational motion. The formula for this moment of inertia is the second moment of mass, m into r square. This is the second moment of mass, is defined as the moment of inertia, and that moment of inertia is equivalent to mass in rotational motion. So this is the new thing, that is the moment of inertia. Here m is the mass of that object and r is the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Because in rotational motion we have the rotation about an axis, so this r is the distance from the axis of rotation to this point where the mass m is located. Now, so we can replace mass with moment of inertia whenever we talk about the rotational motion. Now what we can derive from these relationship, that let's talk about the kinetic energy or the linear kinetic energy. So the linear kinetic energy is given by half m into v square. This is a very famous formula. Similarly, we can replace this formula or we can make a little bit of modification to get the rotational kinetic energy. So the rotational kinetic energy would be half. In place of mass, I have to write the moment of inertia, because I have told that the moment of inertia is the mass equivalent in rotational motion. So in place of this mass, I will write the moment of inertia, that is I, into, here it is v square, that is the linear velocity. So what I have to do, I have to write the angular velocity and take the square of that. So this would be the formula for rotational kinetic energy. Similarly, I can also write the formula for momentum. Momentum or the linear momentum is represented by a letter p, and this is the mass time velocity. This is the formula for linear momentum. Similar to linear momentum in linear motion, I have the concept of angular momentum in rotational motion. So the angular momentum is denoted by the letter L. This is equal to, in place of mass, I have to write the moment of inertia, which is represented by letter I, into, in place of linear velocity, I have to replace linear velocity with angular velocity when I talk about the rotational motion. So this is the formula for angular momentum in rotational motion. So here I have just tried to establish the relationship between the linear motion and the rotational motion. Now coming back to the question, in the question it is said that there are two bodies. Suppose this is body A and there's another body B. Now in question it is said that the mass of body A is m and the mass of body B is 2m. It is given in the question. The moment of inertia of body A is IA, it is represented by this term IA, and the moment of inertia of body B is represented by IB. It is mentioned in the question that the moment of inertia of body B is greater than the moment of inertia of body A. So this is the condition given in the question. Apart from that, it is also said that both the bodies have equal kinetic energy of rotation. So what I will do, I will write the equation for kinetic energy for body A and body B, and then I will equate. So the rotational kinetic energy, which is given by this equation, and if I use this equation for body A, the rotational kinetic energy of body A would be half IA, that is the moment of inertia of body A, into omega A square. This is equal to the rotational kinetic energy of body B, that will be equal to half time IB into omega B square. This is given in the question. So what I can do from here, I can simplify this equation, and this half and half gets cancelled. So this equation would become IA into omega A square equal to IB into omega B square. Or what I can write, IA divided by IB, this will be equal to omega B square divided by omega A square. Now what we will do, we know that IA is less than IB. It is given in the question that the moment of inertia of body A is less than the moment of inertia B of body B. So IA upon IB would be less than 1. This, because IA, the numerator is less than the denominator, so this fraction would be less than 1. So what I can write here, that WB square divided by WA square is less than 1. Or from here what I can derive, that omega B less than omega A. This is the second condition which we have just derived. Angular velocity of body A is greater than the angular velocity of body B. We have established this relationship. Now what we can do, I will take this equation here and I will further make changes in this equation. So in this equation I can write as IA into omega A square can be written as omega A into omega A. This will be equal to IB into omega B square can be written as omega B into omega B. I am just breaking the square and writing it twice. And why I am doing this? Because we have to establish the relationship of angular momentum. And we know that moment of inertia into angular velocity is nothing but the angular momentum. I have derived this equation from here. So this term is representing nothing but the angular momentum of body A. So I am writing it like IA into omega A. This will be equal to IB into omega B is representing the angular momentum of body B. So this will be equal to LB into omega B. Now, on further simplification, I can write this as LA upon LB. This will be equal to omega B divided by omega A. I'm just writing this equation. And what I have derived that omega B is less than omega A. It means when omega B is less than omega A, it means omega B divided by omega A will be less than 1 from this equation. So this term would be less than 1. When this term is less than 1, what I can do, I can write that LA divided by LB. When this term is less than 1, it means this term will also be less than 1. So this will be less than 1. Or what I can write like LA would be less than LB. This is our derivation. So if we match our answer with the option given, so our option number C would be the right one. Let me quickly revise this question. There are two bodies, body A and body B. The mass of body A is m, the mass of body B is 2m. The moment of inertia of body A is less than the moment of inertia of body B. It is given in the question. The rotational kinetic energy of body A is equal to the rotational kinetic energy of body B. It is given in the question. So what I have done, I have simply write the formula for rotational kinetic energy for body A and for body B. And the formula I have also derived from the linear kinetic energy by replacing mass from its moment of inertia and the linear velocity by its angular velocity. So from this, what I can do, I can with a little bit of simplification, I can get that IA upon IB is equals to omega B upon omega A square. And it is given in the question that IA is less than IB, it means this fraction would be less than 1 because numerator is less than the denominator. So from here, what I have established that the angular velocity of body B is less than the angular velocity of body A. On the further simplification, what I can do, I can write this omega square twice just to convert this into the formula of angular momentum. Moment of inertia into angular velocity is the angular momentum. So I have just replaced this term from its angular momentum. Similarly here also. And from here what I have get that LA upon LB is omega B upon omega A. And as we know that omega B upon omega A is less than 1, it means this fraction would be less than 1. So LA upon LB will also be less than 1. And from here what I have, when this is less than 1, it means LA is less than LB. So this is the answer. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I will definitely try to solve that out. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.